case you haven't seen my videos before, this is the flat earth. This is the world we live in. The magnetic field, the toroidal field we live in. There's another half, the lower half, same, mirror image, positive, negative. Magnetic field. I just read something today that states the magnetic field creates the firmament. So it's the magnetic field. You know, the magnetic fields, when you get two magnets together, that's what we get up here. There's a centre-earth vortex we do not see. It's higher up. There's the tropic, the magnetic fields, up, down here in reverse. I'll read some science soon. Explains that. If I don't lose myself. But I'll move on. This is our Earth. There's the tropic zone. Magnetic fields pass down through the tropics, up out there and back down the tropics, then up back here. Positive, weaken, weaken, negative, positive, weaken, weaken, negative, positive. That's how it works. That's our world. In here we have this. This is the magnetic field that winds up just like a vortex water. There's the elliptics as it winds up. In the centre we have the Milky Way. The Milky Way. Inside the Milky Way we have the sun. There's the sun. There's a bulge we see in the Milky Way at night. The Milky Way passes over this like this at night. There's south. This is the sun coming out this side. We don't know what this side looks like. It's always in daylight. But we see that bulge at night. That's what we see at night. Daylight. Looking down on the earth. These are the rotation. The magnetic fields do this. They come out to the equator, go down, pass back up. Come out here, go back down. Then come back out. This science hasn't clicked onto. They don't know this. This is another Nobel Prize. I'll never get, of course, because they don't want Earth to be flat. And it turns around all the way up south, over 24 hours. You just have to understand the whole model to accept it. You probably can't see it at all. I don't know how I'll prove it, but it turns. It's forever turning as it's moving. So there's always a rotation coming in. So wherever you are, wherever you are on this earth, you're between north and south. You have your horizon, your focal point. It will always be there, the rotation, no matter where you are. At night time, obviously. Daytime you're not going to see it. That's how it works. And inside here is the elliptic. And that's what it looks like. Just like your guitar. The strings on a guitar. Because everything is based on frequencies. Our whole world survives on frequencies. Amplified out into our realm. In holographic images. Amplified in this vacuum. And there it is. The planets all down there. The notes. Playing their fine tunes. The sun is you strumming. The sun moving around. Here it is here. Looking down. The elliptic, the egg shape. Alchemy, here's the egg with the snake wrapped around it. That's the magnetic field here. There's the egg. And this turns over the 24 hours. That's the sun moving around here. But because the sun moves quicker, and these are all minute compared to the sun and the moon, just to say that's the moon, the sun moves, it catches up. None of these planets catch up to the sun catches up to the planets. And that's when you get your retrograde. They're all moving quite slowly all together, but eventually the sun catches them, goes retrograde. It will carry the planet, you'll lose sight of the planet for so long, and then the sun will move out off that planet again and move on to the next one. That's how it works. With the moon, they do the same. The moon is a lot slower than the sun, but the sun's ahead, and you know, eventually at the end of the month the sun catches up to the moon. That's new moon, and it goes over and covers the moon. But this, because the moon's slower, it takes the sun has to catch up and lap it before it comes over it for new moon. It's the way it is. Solar eclipses are other planets involved when they retrograde. Mercury's music, all about music. Sacred Heart is something I found, Sacred Heart music. 4 columns that support earth: treble, alto, tenor and bass. It could mean that, something similar. Now these planets, just like we see the Milky Way at night, it comes up over the sky like this. See, it all makes sense. It's like 65, 7 or 63 degrees off with the equator. If you think about it, you work it out, it works. This, same thing, comes up like this. So we see it in the sky like that. So the top here, I haven't worked out which planets are which yet. Top planet will be further south. This one's more north. You'll only see this one side, the night side, because everything on the other side is the sun, is on the other side of the sun. The sun is here. There's daylight. You won't see anything happening over there. You don't see it. It's all slowly moving like this. Just don't see it till the sun passes over. Then you start to see it. This is where science doesn't understand why an electron, or other things they call them, just disappear and then later on reappear over here. It's only because the proton has moved off it. So it's a band. Band. Like a ring. Lord of the Rings, band. Yeah, so there you got music again. It's a band. Then the human body. What have we got? How'd this come about? We have this is how we're born. We're born into hell. The red chakras, down here. This is the coccyx. This is the coccyx. It's what I call little substations. There's the coccyx. It's a substation for the energy, your frequencies, resonating frequencies. There's a substation. Everything begins down here. Red chakra. Red. We come up. The sternum. That's another substation for the resonating frequencies within our system. Then it goes up to the corpus callosum. The corpus callosum, it looks like this. And then it takes you into harps. That's sitting at the top of the scepters, the Egyptian scepters. We raise our kundalini. You work your way up. The blue, purple. This is enlightenment up here. Opens the pineal gland. This is where the Egyptians come in with their Benu bird. The stalk. Climb the stalk. Climb the beanstalk to get to the sacred place. Sacred place called corpus callosum. It takes us back to Jack and the Beanstalk playing the harp, the giant playing the harp. And what do we know about giants in the Bible and Hebrew? There's several meanings to it. giant. It's the man that comes through in this divine moment I've been showing you in my previous videos. You've got Jack and the beanstalk, climb the beanstalk. Up there is the harp, the corpus callosum. Benu, the stalk, climbing up the stalk to get to the harp. What else have we got? Frequency centre, substations, been over that, sternum, sacrum. Harps have now double strings and triple strings. This is what we have here. We have the main celestial sphere, ecliptic, but then you have background stars and all the other stars surrounded in the Milky Way there. So you could have a double system here, then a triple system here, because it's all about frequencies and it's all amplification, amplified from a vacuum. They know all this. What else can I say? We've got the sun, Venus, Mercury. It has a cold side, science knows. It's like the moon. The further the moon goes away from the sun, it cools. It does go cold. And that's when it forms its skin. It's all a chemical reaction. Everything up here, and there's a chemical reaction. Excuse me, this is how we get the solar eclipses, the black. The black comes, it's in the vacuum, and it comes over. It changes something in the planets to cause the eclipses, the blackness. But it's to do with retrograding other planets at the right time. We know the one that involves Mercury. As the moon's getting colder, yeah. So they say Mercury's got a cold side away from the sun. Exactly how the moon works. If it's not cooled and formed its skin, you just don't see it. There's nothing there. It's resonating frequencies. I've got videos from on P900. It shows the frequency waves, different colours. You see the wave. Lack of atmosphere, because everything is chemical reaction. Venus has an atmosphere apparently. All chemical related. Right, we've got that, but I've got a lot of information on the phone here. I'll share it. And look at this. This is, what was this about? Here you can actually see the matrix of the silicon dioxide and oxygen molecules. This is science related, right? Good picture. See that? Now just look at that. Look at that plant there. You know? Everything here is all related to nature. Everything. You get flower arrangements in there. You get the patterns of all these planets, they're all different flower arrangements. Vortexes, tornadoes. Everything adds up. Everything is frequencies. Music related. Like I've shown you in previous videos. What's at the top of his scepter there? Colossum. What's it called? Corpus callosum. Colossum. Colosseum. Just did a previous video on the Colosseum, which depicts this whole, shows us this whole model in here. The sun. It's all related to that. There's some pictures of the magnetic fields. That's what happens. It's our Earth. See, they reduce. The fields reduce as you go out. That's our horizon. We go out, the fields reduce. And that's where science is spun around, put on the bottom of a ball. They want you all to believe you live on the bottom of a ball, because our magnetic realm shrinks away, folds back in. The Earth is still flat. It's like walking through an ice cream cone, shrinking away as we move south. It's just the way it is. Humans have to get their head around it. It's way too much for them. There's another one. It's Ken Wheeler's. He knows all about the magnetic fields. See the magnetic fields curve out like this? That's what I have here. They curve out. That's the way it works. It's all magnetism. Even a simple bar magnet, throw some iron sand on it, I get a hole in the middle, in the centre. No iron sand. But this works perfect, this model here. The way the magnetic fields go to the north of the tropics, come out and go up, back down. Can't deny it. Who knows what this is? What it represents? The Inuit. That represents the Milky Way. The gap, the Milky Way, the gap in here. It's showing you the base planted, but it's hanging upside down. The ribbon's associated with this whole setup as well. The word ribbon is tied, it's upside down. That's what happens. It goes up this way, passes through the sky up this way. That's south. Let me read what it says about it. Logan suggests that the Inuit has its origins as a standard associated with kingship. King is born. Transition, a pole upon which the intestines of a ritual animal sacrifice was hung. It's all about sacrifice when a man is reborn. This he connects to etymology Inuit, that which is inside. Inside. It means about that sun too. Inside. Inside. Tumour. What's this look like? A tumour. The bulge in the Milky Way. Tumour. In this scenario, the name was later reanalyzed as a reference to embalming after. Yeah, that's it. What the Egyptologists will like to tell you. It's all about after death, but it's not. It's reincarnation. No, I mean rebirth while you're alive in this physical world. An object that has been documented throughout the history of ancient Egypt. It was a stuffed, headless animal skin, often a feline or bull. This fetish was tied by the tail to a pole, terminating in a lotus bud. My previous videos, you know, there's a lotus flower up here, representing the lotus flower for the top's Polaris rotation, and the sun reflecting out this way for Sigma Octantis. This represented the it's been a while. Papyrus stem, lotus flower. Two systems. We all know a lotus flower has a stem, but no, lotus flower, papyrus stem, telling us two systems. The item was present in ancient Egyptian funerary rites, blah 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 blah. So there you go. Whew, that's a good one. I'll go through lots of stuff on the phone. I'll just go through it randomly, try and piece it together. We talked about this before, about pillars, foundation of the earth, mountains. Probably the pillars of the earth are the same thing as the foundations of the earth, which were mountains. We have seen that there are two mountains. See, two mountains meaning this here, one mountain, two, or 1, 2. This is half. This is a slice of earth, slice through the centre here, looking one way. So you've got the two mountains meeting, maybe. It's always about mountains going up here. This is the mountain and the man. There are two mountains that bind the earth. There you go. This right here, two mountains. It's the parting of the sky you've seen in my previous videos. The sky parts here, separates more, where Orion's belt comes through. Gibson says that these twin mountains were found in the Earth encircling ocean and held up the firmament, and also marked the entrance to the underworld. The mountains are said to bind the earth, confirm the netherworld. The mountains were seen as the fountains of the earth and the support pillars for the heavens. The heavens, the pillars of earth, are referring to the same mountains. One emphasizes the height of the mountain holding up heaven, and other emphasizes the depth of the mountain that holds the earth firm. Dead Sea Scrolls, an Aramaic text of the Testament of Levi, was Qumran. It says, "And I saw the heavens open, and I saw below me a high mountain which touched the heavens, and I was upon it, and the gates of heaven were open to me." I've just done previous videos all about that, the Milky Way, in the Orion's belt coming through the gap. So go right back to the beginning. What do we got here? Oh, let's get back here. Let's start again. What have we got here? Magnetic fields. Have I read that? Magnetic mogo. But the magnetic fields here, where they meet here, science knows them as they say Earth's solar winds meet. The solar winds are the magnetic fields. That's where they meet. Well, they don't really meet, but they come there to that point and come down here. Any pilot will tell you about this zone here. For pilots flying long-haul routes from New Zealand, the main regions of significance, high altitude turbulence, are the intertropical convergent zones. This is where magnetic fields convergence, magnetic convergence, magnetic divergence, diverging, converging. Ken Wheeler will tell you all about that. Within 10 degrees of latitude on either side of the equator, but I think it's a little bit more than that. And this is stuff Science NASA site. I've referred people to this page, the solar dynamo, toroidal and magnetic fields. This one's the solar dynamo, toroidal and radial magnetic fields. I'll start from the top here. Magnetic potential fields, represented by colours on the left-hand cross-section. The poloidal magnetic potential is a scalar quantity that contains information about the radial and latitudinal magnetic field vectors. To see the radial magnetic field, see the solar dynamo, toroidal and radial magnetic fields. In this visualization, the magnetic field lines represented by the copper wire structure are snapshots of the field structure constructed at each time step of the model. These field lines should not be considered as moving or stretching as the model evolves in time. Even this simplified model reproduces a number of characteristics observed in the actual solar magnetic field. 1. Cyclical behavior with oscillations in the magnetic field amplitude. Magnetic regions at the surface migrate from high latitudes towards the equator as a solar cycle progresses. This produces a butterfly diagram to here. 3. Surface magnetic polarities reverse with each cycle. Electrical engineers understand this, the induction magnetic motors. Magnetic field comes up here, comes down here, and it reverses into negative. Comes back up, then positive. it's just the electrical current somehow creates the reverse. It's something to do with this. Okay, we've got talisman.